And now a chance to take.
Biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward swap. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Gasol and at the center, locking down the middle. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And the Toronto Raptors knew in trading for Kawhi Leonard that he might not stick around even after his decision returned to his hometown of Los Angeles. Greg, the Raptors have to feel good about the way it all worked out for him.
Kevin, the first championship in franchise history, and now they set about working their way back to the mountaintop. Some talented young players and quality vets, not to mention an outstanding front office. I think it'd be a mistake to count them out.
Just 2 to shoot. That's tipped, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Outside Lowry. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Simmons. Here's Harris. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, you look at Tobias Harris, and I really think attacking defenses is one of his strong suits. You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harris. And Harris, with his strong play last season, got a big payout because of it.
Yeah, and I think he earned it. And he'll continue to work hard to live up to the contract. But more importantly, I think he wants to be the best he can be, and that'll be his focus. And he'll have to adjust to teams adjusting more to trying to slow him down.
And Harris drops them both. Mark, here we are in midseason, and some teams have already exceeded early expectations, starting to show that they are the real deal.
Yeah, no fluke, and that's what we call validation. Again, you have such a long season early on. The schedule can work in your favor, but as we get to this point in the season, Kevin, teams are starting to show you who they really are, answering doubters, and it's got to be extremely satisfying when you prove folks wrong.
Absolutely.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Simmons inside. Now recovering. Another shot. Kicks it out to Richardson. Knocks down the 3 ball.
You know, for a big guy, Joel Embiid's floor awareness is pretty impressive. He does a pretty good job of finding open guys.
Siakam looking around. And here's Gasol outside. Drains the 3-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
The pass to Harris from outside the arc. Second chance shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
Well, I tell you what, so hard to guard all that size. I mean, Embiid is an absolute monster, and he knows how to draw fouls, too.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
You know, guys, it's not surprising to hear that Joel Embiid gets a lot of inspiration from Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Both came to the game late. Both represent the continent of Africa. And Embiid really kind of modeled his game after Hakeem, and that's a heck of a model.
Powell, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And Embiid drops them both. And when he first came to America, you know, what a great story this is. Embiid's coach in Cameroon sent him a DVD of Hakeem's highlights.
And that was a good start for Embiid, and good work by you, Kevin, to dig up that factoid. Very nicely done. But you're right. Embiid said he watched that tape every day for 3 years, and you can see evidence of him watching that tape and how he plays.
Powell against Richardson. Shot clock at 6. Harris finds Horford. The 76ers again can't hit it. For Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Anunoby. Richardson covering. And Siakam has it in the corner. A miss that time would have put him up.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Pass to Simmons. Now here's Embiid. Now Simmons. Against Cleveland, he was really on his game. Back to Embiid. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. Taking a look at Philadelphia. So far, they've got the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, Toronto. Right behind him, just 1 spot down.
And seeing where the 76ers are, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the 76ers. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Poked away. Fast break, Toronto. Anunoby, good.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
Down low. Now the Raptors moving it up. Powell for 3. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
With this break in the action, here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top passing teams in the league. The 76ers 3rd.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Powell against Richardson. Harris outside. Just 5 to shoot. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
Van Vliet and Embiid with the block.
Yeah, good energy and awareness that time by Embiid to deny that shot.
Here's Harris. To end the drought, and the dunk by Embiid.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound. Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And Clark standing 6'10". Has there ever been a player Ben Simmons' size or bigger who could handle and pass like this?
I really don't think so, Kevin. Obviously, LeBron is 2 inches shorter and probably 15 pounds heavier. Giannis is more of a scorer than a passer and facilitator. Magic Johnson was the first of the true 6'8"-ish point guards. He might be the closest when you look at Ben Simmons, but man, he's special because of that size and passing ability.
Powell against Harris. 5 on the clock. Powell kicks to Gasol. Pass to Van Vliet. Lets the 3 fly. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. The 76ers trail. Simmons passes to Embiid. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up a foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Raptors.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
The first one falls.
A big X factor for the Sixers, I think, will be the development of Ben Simmons' jump shot. He's got to become at least a threat as a perimeter shooter if they're going to have a chance to win it all.
Davis is checked in for Toronto. Good on both. And especially in the playoffs where teams really scheme for you, Simmons shooting can be a real problem for the Sixers.
Yeah, it's a major liability, guys. There's no denying it. For all of his wonderful ability and versatility, the fact that it's basically 4 on 5 when they're on offense with him on the floor is a problem in the playoffs. And you said it, when teams can lock into you, they're going to make you do what you're uncomfortable doing.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the 76ers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Shot clock at 3. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. Gasol with the steal. Here's Anunoby, guarded by Harris. Richardson against Powell. And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That is his first foul of the game. And the 76ers with some changes. Mike Scott's checked in for Horford. And it's Korkmaz in for Richardson. And the Raptors also making a change. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for OG Anunoby. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Clark, I'm going to get a little detailed here, but in terms of footwork in the post, who really impresses you?
Well, there are a number of guys, Kevin. I mean, you think about it. Kevin Durant is a lethal scorer and does a lot of his work off the dribble and in transition on pull-up threes. But when he is a post-up threat, and he does get posted sometimes, his footwork is superb, absolutely superb. Joel Embiid comes to mind, big fella with feet of a ballerina. Jokic does a great job with his feet, not nearly as athletic as Embiid or Durant. And then I would put Kawhi Leonard outside of a big guy. I mean, he's not a big guy in terms of position, but boy, he is very efficient down in the low post when he gets it there.
Good name.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start.
Oh my goodness! That was special. Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
In the corner, Powell with it. And the Raptors hit again from deep. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
On the wing, Harris. Covered by Siakam. In the corner, Powell with it. Outside Gasol. Back to Powell. That one falls. And now it's a three-point Toronto lead.
You know, that's not how you screen for your guys, but ultimately they still found a way to come away with the hoop.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two. Well, the Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it.
2 shots.
Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
First free throw is good.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
And then Simmons slams it in.
And the amazing moves of Simmons. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch when he's got the ball in his hand.
Toronto trailing. Now here's Davis. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Raptors moving the ball around. The shot by Powell, no good.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
A floater. They grabbed their own miss. The Raptors have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Davis inside. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. And the Raptors lead by 1.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Simmons with it. He's got 6, 5 to shoot. Poke loose and stolen by Siakam. There's Hollis Jefferson. Doesn't go that time. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Yeah, and in that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
And the hustle they showed on that end was infectious, contagious. I mean, their squad really got after it.
No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Siakam with it, now guarded by Ennis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. First one falls for him. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016. Now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end. We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Left side, Ibaka. Shoots over Embiid. Ibaka, no luck.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Scott. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And the 76ers lead by 2. Davis looking for an opening. Siakam outside. 34 seconds left to play here in the first. Right side, Davis. Powell, no one around him. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Powell's got 8. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Here's Thibault. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Ball's knocked loose. A big-time effort for Marc Gasol, providing a lot of energy for Toronto. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Yeah, I like the way they forced a ton of turnovers and then took advantage of those turnovers with opportunistic baskets.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Raptors. We've got Fred VanVleet. Also Lowry out there. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Ibaka. And it's Boucher in at the 4 spot. And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
And the first one drops. Clark, last couple years, the three-point shot has been absolutely huge, a gigantic weapon for a lot of teams. You live by it, you die by it. Some teams can accept, though, the ramifications of a bad shooting night.
Yeah, I think it's too big a premium not to really overweight the three-point shot. A 50% premium on that particular field goal when it goes down. But I do like to see balance. Attacking the rim, spacing the floor. I love to see guys and teams shoot the mid-range shot as well. But the three-point shot and the way teams use it and shoot it is here to stay for sure.
And here is VanVleet. 20 points for him last game against Houston.
Boy, I thought his passing was absolutely fantastic. I mean, really picked apart the defense all game long.
No good from Simmons.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
And there's the pass to Embiid. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. No good from Simmons.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Lowry. Pass to VanVleet. Back to Lowry from the arc. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Now Ennis. His last outing, he had 8 points. One-on-one fast break. Here's Van Vliet. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Thibault. No points in the game yet for him. Stolen by Van Vliet. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he reached this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And Philadelphia calls time here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Lowry. He's averaging 20 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Horford the pass to Thibault. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 76ers with another miss.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
The Raptors have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. The Raptors making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Throw good, Van Vliet. Mark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin, I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age, and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball.
Here's Feibel. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Now the Raptors moving it up. Takes a three. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
You know, after making 1 3 in the first quarter, he's had none here so far in the second.
Richardson the pass to Feibel. Stolen by Van Vliet. Out left to the wing. And again, no good by Toronto.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Feibel, the pass to Richardson. Pass to Ennis. Shot to stop the run. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Raptors leading by 14. Now here is Lowry. Here's Gasol. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Monday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago. Then on Wednesday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And guys, this is the kind of stretch of the schedule that you dream of. Winnable games at home against opponents you know you have a talent advantage over. It would take a lot for this team to not be successful over this stretch.
And the 76ers call time here.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. Number 1, the Raptors.
And that's a fun category. Most fans love that kind of up-tempo offense, and these guys are the best in the game playing that style.
And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That'll be his second foul of the game. Passes to Korkmaz. Back to Richardson. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Another miss by Philadelphia. Raptors leading by 14. This one for 3. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
The dish to Harris. Back to Richardson. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Richardson's got his second basket of the night. And here's Toronto. They're on an 18-4 run right now. Now the pass to Gasol. Lowry for 3. Good work defensively by Horford. The 76ers trail by 15. Ennis with the ball. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Van Vliet looking around. Now the 76ers on the break. Richardson's running, and it's blocked. Lowry against Richardson. Lowry dishes to Gasol. Pass to Boucher. The fader. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
On the wing, Harris. The 19-footer is on the money.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And here is Van Vliet. He's got 14. Lowry, good.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Richardson kicks to Harris. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Boy, that's an outstanding job by Tobias Harris there, keeping his composure and concentration, then converting while under pressure. Well done.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Simmons checked in for James Ennis.
One shot.
And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Here's Richardson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Richardson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Lowry can't get it to go.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
Shooting two.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Raptors. They led by as many as 18 points. Knocked loose. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And there's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set, and you can get some easy baskets here.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Ben Simmons. He's around 14 points per game, 8 assists, and almost 2.5 steals. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
Simmons on the wing. Horford the pass to Harris. Over Siakam. Offensive rebound.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Lowry kicks to Davis. Back to Lowry. Shot clock at 5. It's Powell on the wing. Gasol trying to free himself up. And again, Toronto no luck. The 76ers trail by 10. Richardson no luck. They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm. Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Raptors leading by 8. Lowry dishes to Powell. Lowry against Simmons. And the Raptors can't hang on to the ball.
A chance here, Kevin, to take a look at the 76ers and how they rank in the NBA right now.
And going back to their steals ranking, you have to appreciate the quick hands. I mean, the ball's never safe when they're on the prowl, and I think that mentality is what bothers opponents.
Richardson against Davis. Richardson, good.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Lowry passes to Powell. Back to Lowry. A 3-ball. That shot misses. And Philadelphia the other way now. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Richardson outside. On the wing, Harris. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, looking to score often from there, Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
You know, it's been a rougher year than he expected at the line, guys. I mean, he's seen the numbers dropping off for him this year.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Mike Scott comes in for Korkmaz. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Toronto. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Norman Powell, and he can't hit the second. Toronto leading by 5, and there's the call on Tobias Harris. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
That's his 2nd foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
32 seconds left to play here in the 2nd quarter. To the paint, and stolen by Richardson.
I don't like that decision there on the entry pass. Not with the defender right there ready to pick it off.
Harris inside, now recovering the offensive rebound. Davis against Richardson. But they'll get another chance. Harris. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Harris has got 8 here in the quarter. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, their playmakers are showing up tonight, seeing the court well, moving the basketball. That's why they had so many assists in the first half. And they're not just relying on ISO plays to generate points.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that 3. It's not going.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the Raptors. They led by as many as 18 points. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut to just one on the basket from Tobias Harris.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
That one drops. He ties it up. Toronto shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Lowry against Simmons. Right side Gasol. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Embiid, the pass to Richardson. For the lead, Embiid trying to break loose. Richardson, no luck.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
Count that bucket.
And it's crucial that Anunoby knocks down that jumper, showing how skilled he is from the perimeter.
Simmons passes to Embiid. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. .90 seconds now into the second half. Out to Harris. The 3. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists in the game. Raptors have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Now Lowry, 8 points for him. Tipped away and stolen by Simmons. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
I tell you what, when Simmons is taking it strong to the rack, he's looking for the contact and the foul. I love his aggressiveness.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. And not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play. They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
Van Vliet up top. Richardson covered. Lowry from outside, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. On the wing, Harris. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 5 rebounds tonight. Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded closely. Kicks it to Lowry. His three-pointer's off the mark.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
Pass to Embiid. Back to Richardson. Knocked away. Stolen by Van Vliet. Inside. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Richardson outside. Stolen by Van Vliet for the lead. And it's good on the way in. Van Vliet's got 18 points in the game. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Raptors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
That one is off. And Toronto making a change here. Boucher is checked in. And he sinks the second. The Raptors have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Simmons against Lowry. Siakam outside. They get a hand on it. Just 5 on the clock. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Clock at 4. Got a piece of it. Here's Simmons. 7 points in the game.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
And he hasn't cashed in on his chances at the line, only making 1 free throw. And he makes the first.
I like his even-keeled demeanor, guys. You look at Ben Simmons, never too high or too low. He's got a quiet confidence about him that bodes well for his future.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for the Raptors. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. To the inside, Van Vliet. And the rejection by Embiid. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Powell, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And there's another turnover by the Raptors.
A moment now to see the numbers for Horford. He's around 14 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Even though his numbers have been more than solid, I think he'll want to step his game up to another level.
Yeah, and you know, on paper, those numbers are terrific. Most players would be thrilled with those numbers, but as good as they are, I know this guy expects more of himself.
Harris dishes to Horford. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Here's Van Vliet. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Thibault can't get it to go. Toronto's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Siakam outside. Here's Boucher. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Embiid with the steal. And it's Harris off the drive, and it's denied. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's the teardrop. Count that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, that's 3 of their last 5 baskets in transition.
Thibault, the pass to Simmons. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. And let's take this chance to break out the real stats, real scores from the real NBA and the list of the league's leading teams in steals. The 76ers in second.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Here's Van Vliet. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got 11 rebounds in the game. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Embiid. 6th in rebounding, 16th in scoring, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in block spurt.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. To the right side. Gasol kicks to Powell. Off target from outside. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Here's Thibault. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Harris. Takes the 3. The 76ers again can't hit it. Raptors with the lead. That's a 2 from Powell. And Simmons with the rebound.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Embiid finds Harris. There's the triple. Hits the three-point bomb. Harris has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the 76ers. Toronto calls timeout.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
Now, here is Ibaka. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. The 76ers lead. Simmons inside. He kicks to Embiid. Back to Simmons. Clock at 6. Back to Embiid. Pulls up on the elbow. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists now tonight.
You give Embiid these looks and he won't turn them down, and he'll make a good percentage of them.
Siakam with it, picked up by Harris. Siakam passes to Hollis Jefferson. Siakam against Simmons. Offensive rebound, but he stays with it.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Feeds to Embiid. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And at 250 lbs, Embiid is a terror inside, using that large frame to draw those fouls.
He's made all 6 of his tries at the line so far. The free throw drops for Embiid.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player. A polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
Ennis, he's checked in for the 76ers. He's off on the second. Raptors trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
The Raptors have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Shooting 2.
Throw good, Siakam. Siakam hits them both. Philadelphia's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Passes it to Simmons. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
As we approach the 4th quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
There's the pass to Ennis. Back to Simmons. And they double up Simmons. 6 to shoot. And that one's good. Korkmaz. Korkmaz has got 5.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you got it real right. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc this half.
Van Vliet with it. Simmons is there. Shots good by Ibaka.
So agile. Ibaka able to quickly come up and set the screen, then quickly rolls into position for the score.
Pass to Ennis. 1:04 left in the 3rd quarter. That's tipped. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Josh Richardson's checked in for Philadelphia. Anunoby, he's checked in for the Raptors. Toronto's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Pass to Van Vliet. 41 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Pass to Ibaka. Over Richardson. Nails the baby hook. He's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
On the pass to Ennis. High post, Embiid. Richardson outside. Again, Philadelphia.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
It's all tied in Philadelphia. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. So the Raptors 5 right now. Anunoby out there with Hollis Jefferson. And there's Davis, and it's Ibaka, and it's Lowry in at the 1 spot. And it's Davis with the ball for the Raptors. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Embiid with the steal. And now Philadelphia on the break. Richardson's running. Out to the right wing. Ennis passes to Scott. Ennis kicks to Scott. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. 5 to shoot. Here's Richardson. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And Davis wide open. He shoots. Bullseye. And the Raptors lead by 2.
And, you know, Lowry looks to set up his open teammates beautifully. Nice dime there, and it really keeps the team tied together nicely.
Richardson attacking. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's good from Richardson. Fred VanVleet is checked in for the Raptors. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Lowry with the ball. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Richardson. Here's Korkmaz. Defended by Ibaka. Korkmaz passes to Embiid. Back to Korkmaz. Shot by Ennis. Nobody around. Good on the triple. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition. And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Pass to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. Back to Ennis. Releases. And again, it's Philadelphia. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Passes it to Lowry. Over Richardson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
A 5-time All-Star. Lowry has come a long way since being drafted 24th overall back in 2006.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Raptors making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Kyle Lowry drops them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Embiid, the pass to Thibault. He can't hit that time. Now Toronto takes it the other way, and there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's foul number 2 for him. Toronto trailing. Here's Anunoby. The feed to Gasol. Over Horford. And the Raptors miss again.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. The first free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. The pass to Ibaka. And there it is for him.
And the lean frame of Ibaka, taking the punishment, but still converting the basket. Toughness.
Embiid, the pass to Thibault. Back to Embiid. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Just 3 to shoot, and Gasol comes to help. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Tobias Harris is checked in for Korkmaz. And here's Lowry. With the floater, he gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Kevin, that's a nice display of patience inside from Lowry. Didn't rush his shot, takes his time, and really does a nice job sinking these high percentage looks.
Left side, Harris. Fade away. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Ibaka's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
2 shots. Foul. 2. Shooting 2.
Throw good, Van Vliet.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
The 76ers making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The 76ers trail by 3. Pass to Harris. Richardson outside. Back to Harris. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound by the Raptors. They led by as many as 18 points. Poked away. And the layup's good off the glass. Van Vliet's got 12 points here in the second half.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Will it go? And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. They get Marc Gasol.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And he can't get the first one. Siakam is checked in for Serge Ibaka. So he can't get either to fall.
And the misses have piled up for him at the free throw line tonight. Not at all up to his usual standards. Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
And the 76ers call time here.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from three. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Trying to get something going. No good that time. Good D by Siakam. Fast break, Toronto. Some solid defense from Harris. And it's Harris with the ball for the 76ers. 7-point differential.
Embiid, the big fella, on the catch and shoot. Nice.
The Raptors have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Embiid against Siakam. And, oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. It's Richardson on the wing, covered by Van Vliet. Now Harris. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Marc Gasol.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
And the first one drops. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him Average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Lowry kicks to Anunoby. Ball's knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. Lowry from outside.
Simmons is very skilled on defense. He just knows where to be and how to guard whoever he's on. Versatile is part of his defensive skill set, too.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Anunoby. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got assist number 8 now on the night. The 76ers trail by 5. Pass to Harris. Back to Simmons. Just 5 to shoot. Passes it to Horford. Fires from 18. And that one swishes right in. Horford's got his first basket of the night.
Guys, the passing ability and IQ of Ben Simmons, both amazing.
Poke loose. And the first one at the line is good. Serge Ibaka is checked in for the Raptors. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of 1 thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
Lowry against Simmons. Now here's Lowry. Shot clock at 6. It's tipped from past the arc. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Here's Van Vliet, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're gonna get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Back to Harris. Van Vliet with it. He can't get that one. Some solid defense from Harris. Kicks it to Horford. Lobbed up there for Embiid. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
You know, he was the third pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships at Florida back-to-back before entering the league.
The Raptors making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That trims the lead now to a 1-possession game.
Here's Lowry. The pass to Siakam. Out to the wing. Pulls it up. It's deflected. Richardson outside. He kicks it to Horford. With 3, Harris. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. 24 points for Tobias Harris.
The bigger the moment, the more Harris wants the ball. Big time shot there. And he's comfortable in that role.
Simmons against Lowry and a missed layup. Philadelphia's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the 4th quarter. Simmons looking around. Pass to Horford. He dishes it to Harris. Here's Simmons. Good D by Siakam.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested. I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. Because he can't get anything to fall this half.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Feeds it to Embiid. Over to Gasol. Outside for Simmons. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
And the Raptors call time here. They're trailing by 1. 17 seconds left to play here in the 4th. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in a game.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And he's had a very good night shooting the basketball. A little over 50% from the field, and a lot of those shots have come against some tight D. That shows the level of his focus and consistency.
And here's Lowry. Got it up in time. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Al, congrats. Tough game tonight. When do you think you guys really locked in and started taking control of the game?
And it all started the second half. We didn't do a good job the first half. We let them hang around. But, you know, at least we reacted better the second half. This is one of those games that we just had to, you know, will our way to win this.
A lot of games like that, you have to kind of just grind out, Al. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.